Grand Rising, y'all. I want to talk to y'all today, this morning, about soul alliances. Talk about our home planet, give you information about some of our home planets so you can know who you are now, so these things can be made known to you, and be made true to you. So, I'm putting on my charms, my spiritual charms that was given to me by one of my friends who I told you was an archangel, and who has the power to like to heal stuff with his hands, like walk up and like fix computers by touching it and stuff like that. He's one of my friends that are amongst us, one of the ones that are amongst us as angels in the flesh, the angels that we entertain and that we do not know it. I'm getting everything I need for this video's introduction. So you can so you can know the truth about who I am, so you can know more truths about you, and where we come from, and actually what we're aligned with, and who the Lord is, and things of that nature, and how the Lord looks. And I'm gonna tell you the story. So basically, so you can have an idea. But I'm gonna use this Buddha to help me break any pattern of like hesitation. I'm not shy. I'm not camera shy. But if any pattern of hesitation, you use this Buddha, this cannabis, and then the cannabis is a gateway. It helps you. It's a channel. So I'm going to start off by saying this, which will lead into something else. So I'm standing in front of a mirror, my home. I'm standing in front of my mirror that I got in my bedroom. And, like people, they do their hair like turning up like that, you know what I'm saying? Whether they got locks, straight hair, whatever. But so I do like that in the mirror. Sometimes, like I'm saying, listen to music, I'll be doing that in the mirror. So one day, I was laying on my bed with my eyes closed. I had just smoked the weed, and on the weed I have visions. On the cannabis I have visions, cause I'm already like mostly I'm already vegetarian. Only time I eat meat is like with a friend out one. When I'm out with a friend, like a festivity, that's the only time I eat meat. You know what I'm saying? But I might as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop cold turkey and just eat it every couple of years or something, like once every couple of years. But so I'm laying on my bed and I see in a vision through my third eye that I was going like that in the mirror, but like close, like lock swinging. I got my eyes closed, laying on the bed, but I'm seeing a vision of me in the mirror doing like that, and I had a huge orange mustache, which was really whiskers, and I had a cat nose, and I had a huge orange mustache. Okay, now, the Lord, they always tell you, is a lion. The Lion of Judah. There's multiple lions, like the Rastafari lion. Okay, now what does this mean? All right, so the Sphinxes back in Egypt, back in the day, and the Sphinx is still here now in the center of our planet. From what I heard people say there's a Sphinx on the center of our planet. Sphinx is in Mars. There's a Sphinx on Mars. There's a Sphinx here. So they say wherever we go in the universe, because a lot of new races of people, they don't know who we are. So they try to tell us who we are, and then we go by what they tell us. And so we may call ourselves a fish when we're really a donkey or an elephant. Well, people have taught us, people that didn't know who we were, said, no, you're a fish. You're a fish. And now 10,000 or 4,000, 5,000 years later, now you think you're a fish, even though you're like, nah, I'm a little more than just human. I know what it means. I know what it's like to be a human. I know what it means to be a human because that's the physical body I wear. What about my spirit? What about my soul? And you know, people they always say they have soul ties to other places. I have a soul. I have a soul tie. My soul's from another universe. My soul is not from this earth. And these aren't special cases. This is just the history of our planet. If you have the history of the wars that was going on other planets and how, okay, the angels. They say, how do the angels look? Like when the Watchers. Have you ever heard of the Watchers? And the Nephilim, the ones who came down and made it with women, and we are the offspring of the angels, the male angels who came down and took wives for themselves. See what I'm saying? Meaning that could even mean forcefully or willingly. But the ones who came, let me make it so you can see me a little better. But the ones who came down and made it with women. I was reading this in an article the other day. So this is talking about the Watchers, the Book of Enoch. Because I've always known that I'm one of these. I actually used to see the Watchers in one of my videos. I'm not sure which one it was, but I tell you how about when I lived in this one city, like a more urban city, where the Watchers, the children of the Watchers are there, so the Watchers will be there. Like I tell you, where I stay at now, it's more of like a residential. So like, it's black people here, but the Watchers want to be like in urban places where like they really have to look out for people and watch people and make sure people aren't getting over on people because it's in the inner cities, stuff is going on. So the Watchers, I used to literally watch them, a star pull up to my window, where a spot at my window where I could see it, sit in the middle of the sky, start moving again, turn into an airplane from far away. It would just be these lights would just start blinking on the star. Like you couldn't see it turn into a big plane, but you would just see the star. Then it would start moving. Then these lights would start blinking. And by the time it passed over my apartment, it would be a whole airplane. And second time, like my third, fourth time, noticing that it wasn't no plane, I caught it and I was like, it flew right over my apartment complex, literally almost like looked like it was about to land in my apartment complex, but you didn't hear one sound. And I said, I caught you. I said, since when do planes fly? When can a plane fly with no engine and no engine sound? But one time I was actually looking at my window at the full night sky and seeing the sky open up like a star just open up in the middle of the sky from another dimension and then start moving to the right. Those are the Watchers. Now, so they say the Watchers who came down and made it with women. I was reading an article. They say, how do these Watchers look? They say the Watchers have 4 faces. They say, how do these angels look? Because they're called angels. How do angelic beings look? How do these angels look? They say they have 4 faces and 4 wings. One's the face of a man. One's the face of a lion. One's the face of an ox. And one's the head of an eagle. One's the head of an eagle. One's the head of a man. One's the head of a lion. And one's the head of an ox. And they say that they have feet like cow's feet. Like the bottom of a cow's foot. That's how. So they said when these angels came in, then they said, now, well, how could they mate with women and cloak themselves? And so they didn't know that they were like had animal features. So basically, they're trying to tell you that the angels that came down had animal features. So when you see the Egyptian, like the lion women and all that, like with the knives and all that, the lion women with the body of human beings, yes, those are actually here. Those are actually here. We are actually those who came down from there. Those are called the Lyrians. So we are what's called star seeds, meaning we come from different constellations and we're not even human beings. We're just in human vessels. And half of our ancestors are human beings. And the human beings I told you are the Titans. They are the aliens that came down. Those are the ones like the hairless alien, like hairless, wingless, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the Anunnaki who came down and they had hair. We hear about them a lot, like Nibiru. We are the Anunnaki. We are the blacks that came down in the ships. People still have dreams. I still get taken up by the ships, but I actually control UFOs and shits through my mind. I got my own ones. I used to see it in dreams, it's like me hovering over cities, and all I would see is like the edge of just huge craft. But I was the craft, and so I didn't know what it meant, but I knew it was something powerful because I was hovering over DC. I was hovering over the White House. So I knew I was doing something, because this is when I first became conscious and spiritual, that black people were really the gods of the universe, not just of the planet. And we were being screwed over by lesser gods or by evil gods. You know, so there are good Europeans out there, and there are good blacks out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to involve the Asians in it right now, because that's once you get black and white, you're dealing with the whole color spectrum. Because black, we aren't even black. Our skin is just this color now because of the iron oxide on this planet. But when we came in our human form, we was green. But when I even got a lion tatted on me when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the symbology of the lion. I got a lion with locks tatted on me when I was younger. Just because of the symbology of being powerful like the lion. So how you learn about this is it's called Lyran. It's called Starseeds. And there's a lot of Starseeds. I'm a Venusian Starseed as well, meaning part of my lineage was on Venus. Before I was here, I lived on Venus. Now, how do I know this? Is Venusians or beings from Venus contact me in my dreams. They used to contact me in my dreams a couple of months ago, and they just let me know where you from, so like that. But I've met the Lord. I've met a flying lion that had the body of a man, a talking lion. I've met that being before in another dimension when I went to sleep on mushrooms. I seen I was God that night, which we already know this. These things we already know. Like us people who do the study and the research and conscious, this is not nothing new or strange, you know what I'm saying, to know that you're God. When you start doing evil things, you are a devil. You know what I'm saying? Or you are the devil. I mean, don't say I only do a little bit of evil, so I'm you are the devil. If you do evil, don't try to make it seem like there's other devils too, and you ain't doing nothing wrong. You ain't. What about them? No. So you are God. That's just basic. That's basic history knowledge. Before we start letting lesser races, they really took over the society and the world, but you see they can't maintain it. So the conscience people and the gods, the original tenders to the garden, we are the ones that are taking over the planet again. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been left no choice. We're going to have to go back to the grassroots level. Some people see me, myself, you can call me a prophet because I've seen the future. And I can see the future. You know what I'm saying? But me along with a couple other people, from back in the 50s or 60s or I think this was actually not this one guy, this was in the 1800s. Late 1800s, where one guy went into a coma, met himself as a white guy in the 1890 something. This white guy went into a coma. He was a military guy, somebody very important. Went into a coma, met himself in 3000. But he was he had a different name. He was some guy that was in a coma in the year 3000 something. And he said around a certain year that the planet we would go through this huge war and most of the planet would get wiped out. But by the year 3000 something, that our whole world would be restored way greater than what it was before the war even happened, and then during the war. But he was saying that there's a war that's going to happen on our planet that will wipe out 2/3 of the planet. What I seen in my prophetic visions was just a really bad snowstorm. And this is I've had a dream maybe 4 times now over the last 5 years. Last time I had the dream was about 2 weeks ago, where I go through phases where I tap in and I channel really hard through maybe a detox teas or herbal detox teas or organic detox teas and just the cannabis, and I may go through a cycle where I'm doing my best with just drinking cereal, coconut milk, and because so you could be a vegetarian and eat healthy, but you know certain brands that really put you at a high level, and you may stay away from them and just start eating vegan chips and vegan candies and just vegan frozen foods. But certain things that get you right, like detox teas, herbal detox teas, coconut milk, fresh fruits. Oh yeah, when I start eating my fresh fruits again. You know what I mean? Because you can drink the fruits and all that, when you get them already prepared for you. But when you open up that peel it yourself, it just does something to the body, man. It's way more powerful than everything you've been doing. So I start eating my fresh fruits again, and I start channeling more and more again. I seen some type of snowstorm again, and the whole world was like, it wasn't even a sun on our planet anymore. That's how serious the snowstorm was. We didn't even have a sun. Like it looked like nighttime. It looked like nighttime, but you can tell it wasn't nighttime. It was a really bad snowstorm. You know what I'm saying? So basically, mushroom. Of course, I see myself as a galaxy. It was a light galaxy, like made of gold and smoke, and I was able to control it myself. I went inside of my chest, and there was like these wheels in my chest I could control the galaxy with. So I was like, okay, that's my first time seeing myself as a galaxy, and I changed my name to Galaxy Ramesses on Instagram at one point in time. But all right, so these beings, now you gotta remember, the Watchers, the angels who came down, which ended up being a sin against God, and the angels who came down ended up turning in. Okay, the being that we call the devil, Satan, his name is Azazel. Originally it was known as Azazel. That's just one of his names that he's known by in the ancient world. And their leader was Samyaza. They say there was 200 of them that